They say the Cotswolds are some of the most beautiful countryside in England, but beauty can hide secrets. In the golden stone and quiet lanes, something lingers. Welcome to Ghosts of the Cotswolds. The Cotswolds is an area of outstanding natural beauty in the south of England, in the United Kingdom. Famous for its gentle rolling hills, picturesque villages and market towns, and many of England's greatest stately homes and manor houses. But it is also home to some of the most haunted places in England. Millions of people from all over the world visit the Cotswolds to soak in the gorgeous honey-toned limestone buildings from a bygone age. But there is much more to the Cotswolds than genteel landscapes and beautiful buildings. As we will discover in this series, this region is home to an unusually high volume of paranormal activity. Much of it may look like something from a fairy tale, but we're here to share stories from the darker side of the Cotswolds. The area is abound with ghostly tales we will explore, from apparitions of kings and noble lords, all the way through to the terror of murderous butlers and headless horsemen. The time has come for you to journey with us to explore ghosts of the Cotswolds. In the hills between Stroud and Cheltenham lies a village long called the Queen of the Cotswolds, Painswick. Stone walls stand close here, ivy creeps without apology, and the wind carries more than weather. Here, beneath the curve of tiled roofs and the yew-dark shade of ancient churchyards, the past doesn't sleep. It waits. This is Painswick, a place where memory grows in the roots of trees, where stories are planted deep in the stone, and where, if you listen carefully, something always answers. St. Mary's has watched over Painswick since the 11th century, but while the stone may draw your eye, it is the trees that tell the tale. Exactly 99 yews, maintained year-round, numbered, counted, watched. Legend says that no 100th tree will live, that the devil himself will not permit it. Each time it's been attempted, the sapling has withered, overnight and always without explanation. Some dismiss it as superstition, but not the villagers who've seen a tree shrivel, its roots blackened, or those who heard footsteps between the rows when they were alone. It's just a story, they say, until they count the trees again and find only 99. In 1643, during the English Civil War, King Charles I visited Painswick. The courthouse served as his command post. For a single night, a king slept here, and soldiers prepared for bloodshed. That history echoes still. Guests have spoken of heavy footsteps pacing long after midnight, of whispered arguments in empty rooms. One former caretaker reported finding muddy boot prints leading from the entrance to a locked upstairs bedroom. The room hadn't been opened in years. Perhaps memory walks the halls. Perhaps something else does. There's a road that skirts the edge of Painswick's old boundary. No one lives on it now, but once it carried mail coaches and night travelers. Locals have long spoken of a phantom coach, seen just before dawn, a black shape against mist, horses silent, wheels soundless. One man said he saw it vanish into a hedgerow. Another swore it passed through his car. When he looked in the mirror, the road behind him was empty. No one knows who rides inside, or why it keeps coming back. High above the village, the land holds its shape like memory. Painswick Beacon, the site of an ancient hill fort, once watched for invaders. Now, it watches for something else. Runners report figures on the ridge, cloaked, silent, unmoving, only visible when approached, and always gone before a second look. Some say they are ghosts of those who fought here. Others say they are older, not dead, but waiting. Painswick has its share of cheerful tradition, but one of its oldest festivals is shadowed with myth, the Feast of the Puppy Dog Pie. Today, it's a game, A porcelain dog hidden in the pie brings luck to the child who finds it, but old tales tell a different story. Centuries ago, stray dogs were said to overrun the town. They were hunted down, and on one dark feast day, they were eaten. Now the pie is symbolic, but some say if you listen when the first slice is served, you'll hear barking from beneath the table. In the 18th century, Painswick hosted a festival few other towns would dare, a celebration of Pan, the wild god of nature and music. The statue of Pan stood proud in the gardens, but in time, the revelry was deemed inappropriate. The god was buried, quietly, disgraced. In the 1950s, it was unearthed again, head intact, expression unreadable. Some believe burying it angered something older than Christianity, that a town which turned its back on the old gods invited their silence in return. Just beyond the churchyard, on the steep hillside path known as Paradise, there are whispers of a figure seen only at dusk. Locals speak of a tall, indistinct man dressed in black, standing motionless near the bend in the lane. He appears when the sun dips behind the trees, as if waiting. But for what? No one knows. One woman, walking home from a service in the 1990s, felt a sudden drop in temperature and turned to see the figure directly behind her. But when she stepped aside to let him pass, he vanished. Not behind a hedge, not into the woods, simply gone. Older residents recall similar stories passed down over generations, though no record of a tragedy on that path remains. Some say it's a former verger, still watching over his flock. Others claim it's something older, something that watched this valley long before the church bells ever rang. Whatever it is, Paradise remains peaceful by day, but unnervingly silent come twilight. Painswick is a place of beauty, but it is also a place of memory. It wears its past like ivy, woven into every corner, every creaking stair, every tree that grows where none should. And through it all, stories endure, not just told, but felt, in the cold breath behind your neck, in the dream you don't remember, but wake afraid. Join us next time as we travel deeper into the haunted heart of the Cotswolds. If you've enjoyed uncovering the ghostly legends of Painswick, why not explore more haunted tales from across the Cotswolds? Witness the spectral monk still said to wander Malmesbury Abbey, hear the phantom hoofbeats of the fiery tanner's coach in Burford, or discover the chilling secrets of England's most beautiful village in Byberry. All that and more, right here on Ghosts of the Cotswolds. Please subscribe to this channel to be alerted to the next episode of Ghosts of the Cotswolds.